Do you guys think we could take this the next step from being from interviewees, to like actual friends?
I think there's potential for sure.
Kiss it away. Notice your heart breaking like waves. Paint your eyes bright.
Hey there, my name is Christian Lee here for Earworm, and we're here with, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, we're Half Alive. I'm Brett.
Jay Tyler from Half Alive.
And I'm Josh, also from Half Life.
That's perfect. I'm glad all three of you are in the band. And, okay, I want to talk about this before we set up, but I forgot. But I need to know, Jay.
Let's air it out. Air it out.
Is your actual first name just Jay?
Yes. Actually, I was looking at a birth certificate recently because of a insurance thing. There is a dot after my name.
Yeah,
J. Dot Tyler.
Oh.
I spoke to my mom about it, and she's like, "There's not supposed to be a dot."
Whoa.
So it's supposed to be just J. Tyler. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no dot.
But
That's
have you
interesting.
ever can you put a dot in your signature or something?
I used to do it when I was a kid. When I was taking drawing classes, J. Dot Tyler. So there used to be a dot, but it is just J, to answer your question.
Okay, because I know, I obviously, interviewing guys, I did a little bit of research. I know your family calls you Tyler.
Wow.
So I was like,
okay.
Is it Tyler? Is it Jay? I didn't.
That is a deep thing for you. I don't know where you researched that, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, where is that on the internet?
Yeah, I'm like, that is true, though. That is true.
I mean, it's probably your name, so I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, I am here talking to you guys because you guys are on here for your Persona tour. And this is the
Correct.
first
World
day. World tour. Can't forget that.
Yeah, it's the whole world. Can you hear me? If I talk really quietly.
We can hear you. But this is an ASMR channel, so you can talk louder if you want. Dang, I'm sure Petey would love to hear that. But I want to know because, obviously you guys dropped Persona last year. And by the way, I want to humble you guys a little bit, but I have to say, I think that's your best album so far. I think
Thank you.
sonically, you guys just got it tight.
Appreciate
and
it.
it's just so good. And sorry, there's so many noises in the background.
Yeah.
You're good.
But I think my favorite song, is it Sophie's Playhouse? Sophie's House.
Yeah.
Sophie's
You got it.
Playhouse.
Sophie's Playhouse.
It's a little different song.
And I remember I was listening on the way here, and honestly, it just clicked for me. I'm like, wow. It made me give a renewed sense of lust for life,
Hey, that was
I'm
the
like,
whole
I felt so
objective.
good.
That worked. That was
I know
great.
it worked.
Wow.
But
That's
I think
great.
it's so cool because I think you do have 2 features on it. I'm wondering, how did you guys put them on there? What was the thought process behind that? Because you have one with Casey Hill and one with Jordana, who we did interview before too. Love her.
Oh, that's great. Well, first fun bit about Sophie's House is that I do have a friend named Sophie from high school, but we weren't really that close. I never went to her house ever, but I had to text her before the song came out.
Permission?
Yeah, well, I was just to let you know, wrote a song, features your name because it was the most interesting name and it worked for the song, but you just got to know it's not really about you. And I sent some of the lyrics. She was like, okay, clearly it's not about me. I don't have a basement in the house, so that's fine. Also, we weren't even friends back then, so it makes sense. But I had to clear the air to make sure she didn't think I was really weird.
That's an important
That's
thing to know
commendable.
about.
That's commendable.
Yeah.
Jordana,
Casey Hill.
Casey Hill.
Yeah, Jordan and Casey Hill.
It's just people we're fans of. We loved Casey Hill's music. Her new album had came out before we released our album. Almost for a show was so inspired, and our producer had known her and worked with her, so we wanted to make that connection. We're so glad it worked out. Same thing with Jordana. I think we had a loose connection. Our opener on the last tour, I think, also toured with her, Dev Lemons, and so it's just kind of
I love Dev too.
Yeah, she's amazing. So just
Actually, sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
yeah.
But I did see her on Wednesday. She did a show in LA.
Yeah, she's amazing. We love touring with her, and yeah, huge fan of Jordana. So it's just kind of people we're fans of and mutual friends that just worked out for the songs.
We have closer connections than I thought. This is crazy. But, enough about the music. Let's talk about the tour.
Okay.
And so you said
Perfect,
world
finally.
tour.
World tour.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
I know it's only the first day, but let's do a little fun question. What do you think is going to be the Rosebud Thorn of the tour? So Rosebud Thorn is basically rose is something good that already happened today for the tour. Bud is something you're looking forward to. And Thorn could be something that maybe you're dreading for the rest of the tour or something that not that chill happened today, You guys have anything?
It is tough with it being first day.
I know.
We do have a pretty big stage setup with boxes and stairs and everything's carpeted, but which works for a majority of the shows. But some of the shows are really smaller, and it's going to be quite the challenge to fit our stage setup into that. So we're gonna have to really adapt it and I don't really know how that's gonna work yet, but we're gonna
Yeah,
figure it
because
out.
my stage gets cut in half when that happens. So
Yeah,
that's my
we found that
personal
out
one,
today.
Yeah, my personal one does get cut in half. So I have like way less room. So, but that's kind of actually a lot of tours because we
Yeah.
have dance and such that we need to make sure they're safe and have enough space to move around and not
Yeah.
hit each other, hit people. Back in the day, because before we had the separation with the barriers, sometimes the stage would end right where the fans, and they'd even put like drinks on, so we make sure the fans weren't literally kicking people and stuff. So there's always been that like little bit of a safety here kind of thing.
Well,
so
the fans wouldn't kick anyone.
they
Mostly.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've
you
seen
got
They
it.
get their
Yeah.
feet up
Yeah,
there.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's why we have to cut things down to make it like a little bit of safety and a
Yeah.
practicality.
That makes sense.
Do I have any things I'm looking forward to?
Yeah, so you guys got the rose, you guys got the thorn. What's the bud?
Remind me what the bud is?
Oh, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like something you're looking forward to.
Oh, that's it. Okay,
Oh,
that's not
right.
the rose.
Oh yeah.
No, rose is like already happened.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Okay, sick.
The
Oh, I
bud.
see. Okay, I'm getting.
Oh,
it now.
I confused the question. I thought you were asking for thorns.
Oh, well, I mean, you guys
I
did
gave you
say some
only a
thorns,
thorn.
Yeah,
Only
there was.
thorns?
Yeah, we gave you
Yeah,
2 thorns
yeah.
just now.
That was easy to come to, I guess.
You know, a rose could have multiple thorns, so that's fine.
For Rose, I think I'm looking forward to Lollapalooza. I've loved
Yeah.
that festival. I loved when we played it last, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited that we get to do it again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have like a sunset time. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. Also, just playing some of the more energetic songs like Bleed It Out and Automatic.
Yeah.
I don't know how people are going to react, and I'm excited about that. What could happen?
We're also playing a new song that no one's ever heard before, and we haven't
is
done
true.
that since like the first tour. So I'm excited to see how that goes because it literally hasn't come out yet.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
did release the set list. I wonder if anyone commented on what the heck is
I
this
haven't
song?
seen, yeah,
Probably.
I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet. So tonight will be the first night that people will hear it.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah.
And you guys did drop a song. Was it last week too? The one with the Walters.
We did.
Yeah.
And did you guys do that before you knew that you were gonna go on tour with them too?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a dynamic
Long
song.
story.
And short story of it is that we wrote it like early part of the Persona album, decided it wasn't working, scratched it, came back to it because we needed to write a couple more songs. We wanted to write a couple more songs, brought it back to life, came up with the idea. What if the Walters? We're on it. They're coming on tour with us. It'd be so sick. Got them to jump on
It'd be
it.
cool to sing every night, and
Yeah,
thankfully,
exactly. Kind of push the tour. Cool writing, cool song.
yeah, worked out.
Worked out.
I had to change the top line completely. Toss the old one. Wrote a new
You
one.
know, sometimes you got to make things work to appease the others. You know.
That's
yeah.
true.
And I think the original song was maybe a half step lower.
Was it?
I think it might have been. Yeah, fun little fact that I think happened.
Who
And
knows?
it's- there's
Maybe
no
the
way to check it,
original
so-
might come out too.
Well, when I listen to the stems, they sound like it's been pitched a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I say that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And going backtracking a little bit, Josh, you said because now with you guys, I think for at least a few years now, you guys have incorporated just dance into your set, and I'm wondering, was that something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that you were thinking like, oh, like this would just be like cool to do?
Well, it wasn't until like "Still Feel" became our biggest song that
That
we
you're
were
like,
then
wait, we should do more.
I guess this is our thing. Like this really worked in a combination of playing. The music video was like playing live mixed with like a bunch of dance stuff, and it just kind of everything blends together. I've always thought it'd be really cool to have dancers on a tour, but that usually for our size of band, that would never happen.
Yeah.
So it was very rare, but it worked out because Jay's brother was one of our choreographers, and they were touring with us and like as one family, just kind of like growing as we did. But if we like didn't have any connection into any sort of dance world, that would have been way too expensive for us, and it would have not worked out at all. So
But I feel like we kind of fought it for a little bit too. Once Still Feel blew up, maybe in a classic way, we were just like, we're not going to do another song like Still Feel. We're not going to do a look like Still Feel. Like we fought it for a little bit, and then I think came to terms like this is actually really sick. But sometimes success breeds repeating it, but it kept getting shoved in our face a little bit. So I think that was something that we were kind of battling for a little bit until the identity kind of been like, oh, we get it. This is actually really sick. But it took us a minute to like accept that because we wrote an entire album that we loved, and then people chose one song they loved. We were kind of like struggling with that for quite a bit. But I think we've landed in a good place with that at this point.
we had like songwriters and producers and stuff like send us stuff that's like, this is what you do, right? And it was like a funky song with like a halftime chorus. I was like, I mean, that's one song we did, but it's not everything we do.
Speaking about everything, throughout this interview, I felt you guys are everything to me. You think was that a good segue?
Yeah, that means the world.
Thank you. But you guys are very chill, very friendly. You guys make me feel like I'm the fourth member of the band.
Hey.
But I'm wondering, because obviously, we both got the Jordana, we both got the Dev Lemons connection. You guys think we could take this the next step from being interviewees to like actual friends?
I think there's potential for sure.
All right.
You trying to hang out?
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
All right, great.
But
Jay, you're gonna have to get. Jay's gonna be the toughest one to crack. And if you can win him over, then
do you like jet skis?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a fun jet ski
Do you
story?
need to drive it or?
Yeah.
Imagine this: Jay's driving, you're on the back.
Ooh,
That's friendship.
that's good.
That is friendship.
I think my only funny jet ski story is because this was like big back in the day. When DJ Khaled was like a really big thing, and there was like that saga where he got lost in the jet ski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like one day I'm like, dude, because I have a family in Florida, and obviously they live by the water. So I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be funny if I try to replicate that? And I did it, and I'm like, you know what? This was not a good idea.
Yo,
Luckily, I found my way
that
back,
sounds-
but I'm like, you know what?
That sounds scary.
It was
I don't-
scary, yeah.
I don't like that at all.
No, yeah. That's why I'm a little bit puffed of jet skis. But for you guys, I'll go back on again.
Let's do it. I love jet skis.
And that's friendship.
And I love you
Ooh.
guys. And you guys talked about potential for me, and I want to prove my potential. So I actually have some gifts for you guys.
Oh.
Wow.
3 tiny jet skis.
Yeah.
Or
The keys to the jet skis. All
Let's go outside, guys.
right. First one I got for
Oh,
Josh,
bus.
and it is a Manchester Orchestra.
Oh,
vinyl.
wow.
Wow.
Crazy. This is great. Hope is the acoustic record of the Cope album, which has really loud guitars on it. But the acoustic one, the guitars are mixed just right.
I think you saw them at your very first festival you went to, right?
I've seen Manchester Orchestra probably like 8 times.
Wow.
All within like a period of like 4 years or something. I like the old records. I don't connect to the new records as much, but this was very pivotal for me. Pivotal.
That's sick.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a great gift.
That is
This
a
is
great
great.
gift. I mean,
I love this.
Friend points game.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, hey, there's
True
still
friends.
more to be gained. There's still more to be
True
gained.
friends.
First one, I think this one,
So
it's
nervous.
a Better Oblivion Community Center. And, because Connor, he's in Bright Eyes.
Thank you. I love this
Wait,
album.
I'm thinking of a different band. But either way,
I love this album.
I got this for you.
Thank you. I used to listen to this all the time after I graduated college. I feel like I kind of reinvented myself a little bit, and we got really into different songwriters, and Connor Oberst was a big one for me. Thank you. That's it.
Sick. I know. No, I'm just admiring it too. It's just a great cover.
You're getting re-inspired just like looking at that.
And then last but not least, Jay,
Let's check it out.
I got
What did
you.
choose? Okay. Wow. Bobby Hutcherson. All right. Cool.
Sick.
Tell me why you chose this for me, and I'll tell you what this means for you. I mean,
you.
I have a great. I mean, Brett and I both studied jazz music, so I love jazz music. This album in particular means not a super ton to me because he's a vibes player, and I don't know a ton about him, but I do really know a lot about Freddie Hubbard and Sam Rivers and Joe Chambers. Shout out all 3 of those guys.
That's funny because I gave you that because I have this. Have you guys seen this before?
That's
It's
crazy.
good.
What the heck?
And that was the only one I could find Sam Rivers on, so I'm like, I'll
Oh
give
my
that to you.
gosh. Yeah, Sam Rivers. This is that was a jazz video I played with my friend so long ago, and that is a song by Sam Rivers. Wow. Crazy.
There you go.
That brought me to a different place than I expected from this vinyl here. Sick. Does it have that song on it? It doesn't, but nonetheless, let's
Still
go.
good. Still solid.
Deep dive.
Wow.
Super deep dive. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Wow.
And you're in the band obviously with Josh and Brett right now, but tell
Yeah.
me about the band you were in with, was it Joe and Danny?
Wow. Yeah, there's a band that I was in.
There's
in
deep
high
stuff he dug
school
on you, Jay.
called Hybrid Retention. Danny's
Hybrid retention.
Hybrid Retention. I don't think it means anything, but
Okay.
yeah, it used to be called the Drowning Flute with a question mark. It was progressive metal trying to be only challenging for everybody. Yeah, those guys I went to middle school and high school with. Danny, I think, became kind of an influencer. He also is like on like a, I think a, like
Was
The
he on The Bachelor or
Bachelor.
something?
Yeah, I think he was on The Bachelor. He actually hit me up recently, so he was just like, "How you doing, bro? I love the new album." So shout out to Danny again. Yeah, and Joey Nichols. Yeah, crazy.
And, you know, I'm feeling very good right now. Very hopeful, you know, very green. And I wanted to play you guys another song I think you guys would like too. Let me see if this rings a bell for any of you guys.
Yeah. This was the studio that we wrote a lot of the songs in. And,
Yeah.
So that, okay. Even though it's too good. Okay, so that was written by
The Garden, yeah.
Yeah, that was written by Adam Taylor and Pete Ginta. Pete Ginta built the studio that me and Josh were writing songs with.
Yeah.
Adam Taylor became a film score composer for The Handmaid's Tale that I was interning with, and that is music that they made together.
Wow.
But you guys were both a part of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a
Crazy.
deep cut.
I don't even know that deep.
Yeah.
cut. I'm learning right now with you.
Shout out to Garden Worship. And then also, I want to know too, because I mean, we talked about, obviously, you guys have so many bangers. I think my favorite song though is probably, I don't know if you remember, it's called like Owl and the Bear. That was a good one too.
Yeah, I was uploading SoundCloud music that has since been taken down. That you have found and remembered and brought up here. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Whoa.
I'm here for it.
Love that, love that.
How did you
Actually, this
find
is a
that?
funny story, because I've actually known,
We'll see. I'll
I've
do the
listened to you
judge.
guys like, you know, since the first album, but I've actually known Josh the longest, because when I went to Del Mar Fair, I saw your band, old band, open up for a real Speedwagon.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
I have, yeah. Wow.
I feel like that was your claim to fame, opening up for that band. I feel like
Yeah.
you've mentioned
Yeah,
that story
you've
to me.
It was
Peaks
before.
and
crazy.
stuff,
Yeah.
It was like, it was probably 100,000 times bigger than any show we had played up until that point. And yeah, that was, and I overcompensated in that show. Absolutely.
Any fun stories you remember from Josh about that show?
You know, he was just a scrawny, lanky kid back then. I mean,
That is true. I'm still that
yeah.
today.
He was just a little guy.
I had the swoop going on.
Oh, nice.
But do you feel like, I mean, because, you know, now you're going on a world tour and everything. Back then, when you were playing at places like Fingerprints and everything, do you feel like it was the same like as now?
No, I think it's very different now with a lot more experience.
But still the
and so
same
many-
intensity from the fans?
More so. Early show days, it's a lot of friends and friends of friends, and now it's like people that connect to the music via the internet or word of mouth or however they find it. So deeper connection. I
You've
think.
gone a long way since Busker Fest, huh?
That is very true. Now you're just
Tell me about that
now
fest.
You're,
I
now
don't even
you're
know what that
just
is.
now you're just like you're just bragging. You're just bragging. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, I've met you guys just now, but, you know, I had a lot of ground to catch up to be a friend, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's really true.
But I want to say, thank you for taking time doing this. It's been a lot of fun. And I hope
Yeah.
you guys had fun as well.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thank you for these vinyls.
Of course.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you.
I know it's the first day of tour, so hopefully you guys don't have to lug it around too much, you know?
Oh yeah. No, this will be perfect.
And before we turn off the camera, though, because a little bit more of a thank you, is there anything else you guys like to plug or anything else you guys like to say before we turn off the camera? I know obviously you guys got the tour. You said there's a unreleased album that you guys are going to be playing later as well. What else you guys got to say?
That's pretty much it. Come to the shows that we've announced on the tour. Get ready for a new song that we're playing on tour that's going to be released. And yeah, we have a lot of really, really cool stuff coming this year, so stick around.
Is it?
Step on the